Welcome to the Washdown podcast, episode 28. And today will be a continuation of the conversation from last week that Chris and I were having, and we will be joined by James Moran today, our producer, and we're going to talk again about some burnout, some post-traumatic growth, and we're going to throw some movie stuff in there as well. So everybody sit back, relax, and enjoy the Washdown, episode 28.
Yeah,
that is news to me.
We talked about it in the first part of this.
Do you?
I don't remember the first part. Besides, somehow he appeared out of thin air, and I don't get it.
Do you want me
and
to
I changed my clothes.
Do you want me to stop by the highway department and get a one-way sign on my way home?
Teleportation.
You should.
Oh yeah, I'll grab a one-way sign.
Time machine. Something.
Time machine.
I don't know.
Hope you don't get on it because you're only going to go one way. You're never going to come back.
Yeah, but
Isn't time
only goes one way.
Yeah.
Okay, so listen, we do need to have a chit chat though. Have
Straight
you
line.
watched the new Loki series?
Not yet. I'm waiting.
Okay.
Yeah,
I don't
we
like
can't talk about it.
I don't like watching it.
I brought it
time.
up whenever we were doing this podcast earlier,
Yeah,
and he shut me down.
It's pretty cool.
I know, but I don't like watching one episode and have to wait a week. I'm gonna watch it all.
Oh, so
Like,
you're
I watched
one way and you
WandaVision
have
in one day.
patience. See, I can't get into WandaVision.
It took me a few.
I made it in like the half hour of the first episode. I was like,
It got a lot better.
It needed to be adjusted.
why?
Why? Because you're not picking up really.
Am I picking up now? How about now?
Yep, you're doing okay now.
Why don't you
How
sing
about
the
now?
song there, Piano Man?
Yeah.
That would require me to sit forward, and I don't feel like doing that today.
It's ab muscles. In the absence of.
Yeah. So to kind of rehash a little bit what we talked about while you were invisible.
Andy was a mute.
Andy was a mute,
awesome.
that was so
awesome.
great.
My ears didn't bleed afterwards.
I know, but
I'm sorry. That was mean. I was making fun of you, and I apologize.
I just think
Yeah.
that was our lowest rated episode, but continue.
yeah. No, it was brought to my attention that maybe we kind of take the jokes about each other a little bit too far.
I don't think about that.
Yeah.
You know, I don't feel like we actually joked with Nelson enough. It was usually you or me. If you truly look back on it,
Hey, man, you don't hammer your star.
he dodged a lot of bullets.
Yeah. So
Call me Neo.
So, but yeah, and and looking back and going back and watching some older episodes, and in just general, that's my arthritis. In just general conversation, we do. You and I seem to go a little bit far.
It's Nelson that does it to us.
It could be his presence
Strong possibility.
just brings out the worst.
If you think
in
about
us.
it, has there ever been a time just you and I that we've ever been so mean to each other?
No,
Exactly.
it's only when he's around.
Exactly.
From what I
And all
understand
of
is
a
when you
sudden-
guys are on your Jeep trips, all you do is fight and argue.
No, we're
No.
constructive.
Yeah,
and
we
helpful.
don't. We help each other.
Yeah. But all of a sudden you make an appearance and we're at each other's throats and you just sit back and watch.
I am the Senate. How's that for an answer?
That's pretty close.
Yeah. A plus.
Oh, so I did have a little Jeep trivia for you.
Okay.
You know where the two fingers came from? When you're driving, see another Jeep, you put the two fingers up.
It's two fingers and a thumb, but continue.
Yeah.
No.
Go
It's-
for it.
It was always two fingers. If you had a thumb, you're weird. But still. So, after World War II, all those Jeeps that were over there got sent home. A lot of vets took them and put them back together or were driving them.
Yeah.
So, whenever they'd see somebody else driving one, they'd do the two fingers for the V, for victory,
Ah.
because they knew that person was a vet as well who fought in World War II.
That's a little bit of.
But where did the
trivia.
thumb come? Where did the thumb come from?
Millennials.
Well, it was around before them.
No, who knows?
I don't know.
They can
World
blame for
War
everything.
III. Jeep saved the day.
They're just waiting. We're waiting.
I'm not,
Yep.
Have you seen the new Jurassic Kingdom or Jurassic World trailer?
I haven't.
I saw part of it today.
Oh, the only thing I saw and really truly like, I'm excited for the movie, but I saw JL getting chased by a T-Rex with it in the mirror, and I was like, "That's exactly what I needed."
And you know that Jeep cannot outrun that T-Rex.
It was the Hellcat.
Oh, it was the Hellcat version.
Well, it had to have been.
It got
If it
over
was a
55 miles
if it
an
was a
hour.
stupid electric one, I would have died. Well, they put that little 2-liter diesel in there
Oh yeah.
Think
It's about the torque.
You think Badges can outrun a T-Rex?
the whole way.
Let's see. Downhill with the tailwind.
That's
Yeah.
after it breaks down, right?
If it's actually running, that Jeep will run.
See, I think you'd be safe because I would just get under patches because the T-Rex would look at it and be like, "Dude," and go on.
That looks like vomit.
You guys shut up. I'm trying to sell that Jeep.
Maybe you should draw some teeth on it like the old B-2 bombers used to have.
Oh.
You know, I
And then
could,
like a baby
I could
T-Rex.
I could do
Also, it wasn't the B-2 bomber; it was the P-40 tail.
Yeah,
trail.
that's true.
Yeah,
He's
go
right.
ahead.
He's right. My bad.
or what I could do instead is go ahead and, you know, fabricate some stuff for the grill to make it the angry eyebrows. Like,
Nope,
broken
nope,
again.
Not like.
oh yeah.
Back to stock silver, baby. Stock silver.
I think you should get some of those eyelashes you see on the VW bugs.
Oh hell yeah. I think that would sell it immediately.
That's going to add like $4,000 of value. So we get like $4,500 for the Jeep.
Actually, are you actively trying to sell that thing right now?
Yes.
Well, you're doing a terrible job because the used car market. Shoo.
Yeah.
Thanks, Biden.
Well, I haven't actually put it up. I was going to wait until, because I have to put
I was thinking about considering doing.
Yeah. Well, no, it was supposed to go up on Sunday, but I just ran out of time. I have to replace the ignition switch in it because it's loose or something, and it's causing a drain on the battery. So it's not letting the ignition go all the way off, basically.
Just put a battery kill switch on. It's even cooler.
Oh, yeah, I could do that too, but I already have the new part, so
Yeah, but nothing's cooler than just being like, "Ka-ch."
yeah.
Pretty cool.
Yeah. Until you forget. And then you're not cool at all.
Click, 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 click. Shit.
See, what happened was I locked my keys in the car and I couldn't figure out how to get in to the soft top.
So, let me
Yeah.
tell you an idiot Moran story here. I've technically locked my keys in the car with the battery dead. Because Fords have the keypad, right? So I
Yeah.
just lock my key in the truck and come back and hit the code and get in.
Yeah.
Unless you leave your headlights on.
Yeah.
Yep.
So you know that your insurance will not cover it if your truck gets stolen and the keys are in it.
And so then here's another problem. Your battery's dead. Let's pop the hood, right? But you got to get in the car to pop said hood. It's quite the conundrum.
That's where Palpatine comes in. He just does a little juice lightning from his fingertips.
Sweet.
I want to circle back.
Circle
Circle
back
back.
around.
Well,
Yeah.
I saw.
I'm going to circle back to that.
I did see a meme on Facebook the other day. It was like scientists are like researching if stress can, like be turned into energy, and it was just like unlimited power.
Damn right it can.
Oh. All right, so let's talk about, since we're talking about movies, let's continue the conversation that we were having again while you were invisible and mute. About inspiration, things that you can take inspiration from in movies and kind of apply them to mental health.
Just moving forward, we're not going to discuss Varsity Blues, right?
I don't want your life.
I just watched Varsity Blues the other day.
Because I took a lot of inspiration from that, but I don't know if that's appropriate.
Dude, that was like a 10... You're talking about a 10-minute scene. All right? 10! I won't quote the rest of that.
If you
no.
truly want to know what Adrian was like growing up, Varsity
Oh,
Blues.
well, yeah. Or, yeah.
Yeah,
Any
yeah.
small town.
I do want to talk about Varsity because he was Billy Bob. You're definitely Tweeter.
No. So who does that make you? Because you can't have two Billy Bobs.
A black and white Billy Bob. Problem solved.
Yeah, we're on both sides of the line. Because I'm definitely not Lance Harbor
No. I think
or
that's-
Jonathan Moxon.
Yeah.
I love that dog. I think it's a pig.
I know. He dips his waffle in peanut butter.
Oh, man.
Takes a shot of
Oh, man.
You guys got issues.
There's so many lines I want to quote, but I'm like, I can't say that. I can't say that. I can't say that.
Yeah. Let's reel it back in a little bit. So I know you had a list.
Yeah, I found one. It's got 10 movies on it. We'll start with, and then I'll go find something else. First one, I've never actually seen the first one. I've seen parts, like the good parts of the movie. The Wolf of Wall Street.
Never seen it.
What?
Yeah. No, never seen it.
It says it. So I do know
we're
this-
looking for a new member of the podcast. If anybody's interested, thank you.
I do know the speech they're talking about. It's his motivational speech to get ready to sell stuff and buy things.
Are you talking about Matthew McConaughey's speech?
No, they're talking about. I do like that
I
one
have
better.
seen that. Yeah.
I do like that one better, Matthew McConaughey. But they're talking about DiCaprio's.
Okay.
That's easy.
So
Leonardo DiCaprio's second best movie.
What do you think his first
I gotta
best
guess
movie is?
you're gonna go Departed,
No.
Basketball Diaries,
No.
Titanic.
Titanic.
Django.
Not a Tarantino.
I can't.
fan.
I can't argue that.
can't
I can't argue
get in.
that.
Exactly. You can't.
No, it was a great movie.
Half of it was like off script.
Mm-hmm. And it had Samuel Jackson in it, but he's in everything. So
Yeah. What? Name a movie Samuel L. Jackson hasn't been in.
Lord of the Rings.
He had a
He was,
cameo.
he was an orc.
Yeah.
All right, let's go. All right, so for what we're talking about, we'll just skip to number 9, The Gridiron Gang with The Rock.
Oh, I haven't seen that movie in a while.
Oh yeah.
That
was
had-
a good one.
So that had a lot of stuff in it. I mean, you have kids that are struggling. That's a strain on them and him.
Yeah, I think the biggest thing that I took away from that movie was the whole second chance aspect of it,
Yeah,
and that it,
it's redemption.
yeah, and it's about hard work. If you put in the hard work, I mean, obviously life's not going to be perfect, but nothing is. But if you put in the hard work, you at least give yourself a shot.
See, I think for me the biggest thing of it was resilience. Like that, like just the. But again, like that's a broad term to that movie because there's a lot of things that go into it, like hard work. Like it.
Yeah.
But that resilient mindset, like that those kids had to overcome because it was just continually, you ain't shit. Here's the life you need to be a part of. Just negative. Where it, even just the mental aspect, little if you take out the physical aspect of football, just the hard work of the mental aspect to overcome that in order to be able to perform physically was amazing. And we're talking about kids that we know's brains still haven't even fully developed. I'm a teenagers. So,
Yeah, kind of growing up in the area they did. You
Yeah.
know, getting the trouble they got into is what they saw every day, and the gangs trying to get to them and recruit them and
yeah.
all of it. And it goes back to his resiliency of being and not worrying about what people thought or said about you.
Yeah.
Or just not even not thinking about it, just finding the purpose. Finding the reason. Like we've all had it.
Yeah.
But like seeing that there's more than what, your blinders allow you to see at that time.
Yeah.
So, God, now that we got, I love that movie.
Yeah, that's a good movie. Early rock movie.
Yeah. Before he was the sequel king.
I'm looking forward to seeing him in Black Adam. I think he'll do good.
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
looking
I
forward
think
to that,
that's going to
too.
be great.
The anti-hero.
Yeah.
That'd be good. Remember the Titans. I mean,
Okay.
Pick a scene. Pick a part of the movie. You talk about overcoming something completely different in that time.
I think the biggest takeaway for me from that movie was Ryan Gosling's dancing.
Mine was Hayden Panettiere. What was she? Who was she yelling at when like the dad turns around?
The referee.
The referee.
About the call, they were in the playoff game,
Yeah.
and they're making all the bad calls against the Titans.
No, she was yelling about a player. Remember? Like saying he couldn't hit or something, and like
She was saying he getting beat or something.
Yeah. That's what I
Yeah. Yeah. No, you remember the scene? They're in the dorm room during basically.
You ever heard the term
spring
a cruel and unusual punishment?
Yeah.
Because he's playing the old country.
I thought that would at least
it's not fun anymore, is it? No fun? No, zero fun, sir.
Yeah. Sunshine.
I saw like a little video meme the other day, and it was like life in EMS. It was like, it's not fun anymore, is it? No, it's not. It's not fun.
Yeah. So the biggest thing for me is, and kind of thinking about it, is we've talked about it before in like the leadership stuff that we've talked about of setting people up for success. And you remember the kid that was playing running back and he couldn't hold on to the ball and this and that, and he was just getting down on himself. Head coach was down on him.
Was that Donald
Faison, yeah.
Loved him on Scrubs.
Yeah.
Petey?
So, yeah, Petey. And then, so the defensive
Hold on to the ball, Petey.
The defensive coach takes him, brings him over to the defensive side of the ball to play cornerback, and the kid becomes a stud. You know? And it's just, that's where he needed to be at that point in time.
But he was the running back. The running back, y'all.
Yeah.
That struck boat.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, it's like you said, that's great leadership, seeing something, and being able to make a decision like that in that period of time.
Yeah.
When people were not happy about the schools being brought together and putting a football team out there that was, at the time, integrated.
Yeah.
I mean, it's...
Which, you know, the three of us sitting at this table really cannot relate to that time period because it's always been that way for us. So,
yeah,
you know.
But, you know, you read articles, you hear stories, you watch old interviews.
Yeah.
And you can see people struggling with it and what it did to them mentally because it was so different. You're changing a way of life.
Yeah.
And for the better, don't get me wrong, but you're changing the way of life. And any change that's that big is tough on everybody, on both sides of the ball.
Yeah.
I have another. We could do this all day with sports movies.
They're not all sports movies.
I know, but one of the biggest ones for me is Friday Night Lights.
Damn it. That was the next one.
Sorry.
Way to jump the gun.
I learned a lot when I was invisible and mute and just watching.
Yeah.
Just watching over my shoulder.
No, the movie was lots of similarities to my growing up, being from a small town with a lot of success in football and expectations, yada yada yada. What stands out to me in that movie, a little bit of resiliency to the. I think we have to. What I like about that movie is it does a good job, if you know what to look for, of pointing out those kids' mental health due to the expectations that was upon them.
Oh yeah, and their home life.
And their home life. And
it's expected in the home just as much as on the field.
But they were so
not on the
like
classroom.
if you look at
if you really pay attention.
God, what was his name? Number 26, the fullback. Tim McGraw's son.
It was Garrett Hedlund was the actor that played him.
I just can't think of his name in the movie. But like,
wasn't that the kid from Sling Blade?
That was
he was in the
movie. He was quarterback.
That's right. Okay.
Yeah.
Sorry,
that's Lucas Black.
Yeah.
But what I liked about it was his home life was just as stressful as the quarterback's with his mom.
Yeah.
Completely opposite.
Yeah.
But
Taylor Hitch?
just as stressful.
And who played the fullback? Taylor Hitch.
He was in the series, not in the movie.
The only person in the series was the coach.
No, Billy Bob was the coach in the movie.
Yeah. There's nobody from the movie crossed over into the series, I don't think.
That's right. But so
It's been a long time since I saw Friday Night Lights.
Yeah. But anyway.
That's what I liked about it was that
it showed all the aspects.
Don Billingsley. But yeah, it showed all the aspects and just that constant expect everywhere they went. Y'all go win state, going undefeated. Y'all gonna beat Midland League. Like
no matter where you went, it was the same thing.
with zero regard to them. It was the expectation of the team with the zero regard to the individuals that made it up.
Yeah.
Varsity Blues was the same way.
Yeah. And to me, that's just like fascinating because now I was a freshman in high school when that movie came out, you know? And even at the time, hell, we didn't even know about concussions then.
Yeah, you got knocked out for a second. You're good. Get in there.
Yeah.
It wasn't
Got
until
your bell rung.
It wasn't until my junior year of football in college that they were like, we're going to try this concussion test thing. You know? But at the time, you know, looking back on it now, I'm just like, oh my God. Like, how do you expect these kids to develop?
Yeah.
And we can get completely even sidetracked if you want to go down the rabbit hole of, you know, development of like even kids in urban areas, like starting even younger than that. But yeah, that was something I love about that movie is even just as simple as the cinematography was to like zoom in on facial expressions and just different things that I thought the actors did a phenomenal job of. To me, really highlights, you know, a lot of mental health, just that we don't, just the assumed expectations. And we can even bring it back in, you know, in the fire service and law enforcement and EMS and hospital based, like this assumed expectation of you can take this because of the career you are in. And
because you chose it.
Yeah, like, and we look at it as a whole, the football team as a whole, the fire service as a whole, and we forget that it's all these little individual members that like one of them can sink the boat.
Yeah.
If we, you know.
Well, I think, and that's the thing is, people forget we're individuals. We are people just like everybody else. Mm-hmm. You know, and that goes the same with any team, any organization or whatever. They're made up of people. So.
Yeah, you know, like you see a house fire, you see a, you know, fire truck pull up, 4 guys get off. You know, if somebody stay in the yard, all they see is black and white or tan bunker gear getting off with face pieces that you can't even see their face, and they just walk in and do a job. And was truly, you know, when your house is on fire and you're in an emergency, you don't think about it as a human. You think about you don't think about them as a human. You think about them as a solution, a machine per se.
Yeah.
And you forget that machine has emotions.
Yep.
A memory.
Yeah. That's true.
So sorry to sidetrack, but that's why I love Friday Night Lights so much, is because it highlights so many things so well if you know what to look for.
Yeah. That's what the conversation's about. So I got another one if you want to go down rabbit hole and not talk about football all night.
Deal.
Hoosiers.
It's been a minute since I've seen that movie.
It's one of Gene Hackman's best.
Yeah. I mean, you talk about second chances. You talk about expectations put on kids. I mean, that movie has all of it.
His then overcoming high.
Yeah. And then the kids rising and even exceeding those expectations.
And
so
Dennis Hopper getting clean.
Yeah.
And failing and getting clean again.
Yeah.
With his alcohol.
Yeah.
I mean, it's got a lot in there and great lessons. Believe in yourself.
Yeah.
I mean, he pretty much, if you really, I mean, I'm sure you could probably talk to somebody who was in the military and actually went through boot camp, but he kind of tore him down
and then built
him right back up to be better.
The best part of that scene, or the best part of that movie, at least to me, and my coach actually did it whenever I was a freshman. We got really deep in the state playoffs. We went and played at LSU because that's where we had state playoffs in Louisiana. Tape measure to the free throw line to the basket. It's the same. The court's the same. All this other stuff, it's just window dressing. The game is the same. The court's the same.
See, my favorite part was when he went to the ref and got himself ejected on purpose. Throw me out. To make Dennis Hopper uncomfortable.
Yeah.
And to coach.
Yeah.
And to show him that he can do this.
Yeah.
You've gotten clean. You have no self-confidence. You have no self-respect right now. And this is how I'm going to help you get it back because nothing else has worked.
Yeah.
So you put him in an uncomfortable situation
because
you know he's going to succeed.
That comes back to the whole growth thing that we've talked about multiple times. Of you're not going to grow if you stay in that little comfortable place.
And I think
you got to stretch out.
I think as a mentor, as a friend, as a parent, if you love somebody, you respect them, you want them to grow, I think uncomfortable situations, the word no, failure, are critical.
No, they absolutely
are
are.
absolutely critical. But I think there's a fine line with that. You know, we talk about like the movie Friday Night Lights, or even like, especially in public service, who are the hardest people on each other? Ourselves.
Yeah.
And when expectations are always set so high and you don't meet them, and we're just talking about just professionally or, you know, on a team or whatever, like, it plays a role on your mental health if you are not prepared for failure. You have to be prepared for it. You don't want it. You don't expect it, but you have to be prepared for it.
Yeah.
And in our line of work, in law enforcement and just healthcare in general, failure, it's a lot like baseball. You fail more than you truly succeed.
Mm-hmm.
Now, you can
Well, if you bat
unfuck
three,
a situation worse than it was, but if we're talking about overall success, and like,
yeah.
you know, success is arriving as soon as the outlet sparked, before it caught the house fire, the
Yeah.
house on fire. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so, like, we have to prepare ourselves, or we will constantly, in our own, like, outside of everybody else, like, unless we are prepared for failure or prepared to deal with failure, we're a ticking time bomb.
Yeah.
And
you're gonna
if
bring
we-
up batting averages.
I was.
and
Bat
if,
300.
Yeah. You're in the Hall of Fame.
yeah.
7 out of 10 times you failed.
Yep.
3 out of 10.
You got it right.
But I think it starts even, you know, we could, not appropriate for this podcast, we go on a separate side note about, you know, parents living vicariously through children in sports or whatever, but like, we see it starting more and more and more and more, the younger and younger and younger and younger, like succeed. But we're never like, but we're also going to help you get ready for failure, because that's going to happen. We just focus on success and no backup plan.
Yeah.
I learn
Well-
more. I learn more from when I fail than when I'm told what to do. By trying it and failing and figuring it out.
The amount of times I've built shit or put shit together without reading the instructions just to get it together and be like, fuck. You know?
You would
That's
think, but you would think you would learn to read the instructions. That's part of success. If you read the instructions, you're already halfway to success.
Are you ready for the next one?
Yep.
Yeah.
You want to stick with sports? You want to go another way?
Dude, just
I'm not going in the specific order they've got.
okay, just roll the dice. What do you got?
Independence Day.
Wait, what?
Independence Day.
Like the one I was actually just joking around with and brought up earlier?
Yes.
Oh, you mean when Will Smith and Jeff Goldblum saved the entire planet?
I was more talking about
With a MacBook?
President
and kicked a bunch
Whitmore.
of aliens' asses?
the president's speech.
The greatest day in American history? That? The true story of Independence Day? Is that what we're talking about?
Yeah. Back in 1776, Will Smith got
Damn
into
commie aliens.
Go ahead with the president's speech, please.
So we all remember the president's speech
Yeah, it's
at
fantastic.
the end of the movie.
Still get goosebumps every time I watch it.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. And whatever he's been through in those 2 days. It was a long 2 days worldwide.
Yeah.
And now how one group of people, one person figured out how to take down the aliens. And then how they sent out a message using old technology that it still gets used.
Yeah.
Morse code does. To worldwide to come together as a world. And a lot of people who hate each other to take down a common enemy. So when you think about this, mental health is that common enemy because you don't want the bad part. Nobody wants to be in a bad spot. Nobody wants to, feel like they're going to kill themselves or actually commit suicide, which is kind of where we're at. So how do we get there where we all come together for...
I think
it's awareness and acceptance. The awareness that it's an issue and the acceptance that it's an issue, that it's a big issue.
I think
you can't just bury your head in the sand anymore.
See, I think you're right, and I think it goes even a little bit bigger than that because, kind of bringing it back to the whole purpose of the podcast, like amongst first responders and people in our line of work, we are just so busy. We all have lives. Our jobs take up more hours than the normal work week. Like, we're just busy. And a lot of times it's hard to stop and like, hey, man, I need help. Bro, I'd love to, but I'm busy with my own damn problems right now. And we forget that, hey, wait a second. if we work together, we benefit.
Mm-hmm.
So I just, you help you, me help me.
And each country in that movie
Yeah.
was dealing with their own
That's what I
mental
liked
health issue.
about the sequel. The only thing I liked about the sequel, by the way, the absolute only thing, because it sucked, but it was like, you see, and they talk about like, hey, since this, look what we've done when we come together. They had like kick-ass little flying helicopters and all that cool stuff. Like, they done a lot of cool stuff because they came together. And like with mental health, we see, if we're past the step of like just ignoring it because it makes us uncomfortable because we have to focus on our own problems. But a lot of times we're just so busy that it's like just a simple task of like, hey, can you help me with something? Hey, I'd love to, but I'm busy. When we just take the time to just say like, yeah, I'll help you. Will always be mutual benefit of it. It's not instantaneous, which is another thing we have to get past, but there's always going to be mutual benefit.
You mean stuff doesn't happen immediately? That's not a thing?
I did a bunch of sit-ups and still don't have a six-pack, so no.
Well, that's just bullshit. You should stop working out completely.
Exactly.
I mean, he tried it. It didn't work for him.
I gave it the old college try.
Yeah. He did one and didn't work, so.
I think you look good.
Thank you. This is my slimming shirt. Can't you tell?
You should wear two of them.
That's why I'm also leaned back, so the shadows give me a better angle.
Mustache hides that double chin. I'm sorry. Don't worry, I got one too.
Yeah, but you got it worse because your side profile.
I know. I don't care.
Yeah.
I just don't care.
I look good from the front.
Yeah.
At a distance.
Yeah.
With shadows.
My wife thinks I'm hot, so screw you guys.
From a certain point of view.
Don't get that HD camera, please.
Yeah. No, you wanted to upgrade. What's next?
Braveheart.
They may take our lives, but they'll never take
That's
our
exactly
freedom.
the speech they're talking about.
Yeah.
Getting everybody psyched up because they want to quit.
Yep.
So how many times in, your recovery do you just want to throw your hands up like, screw this. This I don't want to do this anymore.
And how many times did Mel Gibson come riding in on a horse with a blue painted face and said, no? And you're like, shit, all right.
Yeah. I mean, sir, you have a point. That broadsword is very convincing. I'm sorry, it was a claymore, not a broadsword. So, but yeah, I mean, dude, that speech goes back to exactly what we've talked about multiple times. Hard work and perseverance.
It's also believing in something.
Yeah.
You want your freedom. So they wanted freedom from England.
Yeah.
You want freedom from mental health issues and having those thoughts or wherever it's going to take you mentally, because you want to be okay. So you want freedom from the bad stuff.
Yeah. But, that's what I meant. It takes hard work and perseverance to get that. So did they think they were going to walk into that battle and
nobody was scared?
Yeah, nobody was going to die and all. No, it's something that they accepted because they knew that the work they were about to do and the sacrifice they were about to make would pay off, or that's what they believed and hoped.
And that's what they forgot when they saw the challenge standing in front of them, or the English army, and then how he rallied them back.
Yeah.
Nope, we got this.
Yeah.
In a way, I mean, a more dramatic way. And
yeah.
It's Mel Gibson.
Yeah.
But you can't go wrong.
Get busy living or get busy dying. Nothing?
No, I know the quote. I went blank for a second.
Shawshank Redemption.
Oh, yeah, that's an awesome.
Think about everything they both went through.
Yeah.
Here's what I like about Andy.
Still being positive.
Goal oriented. That's the whole. That's the point of that whole movie.
Yeah.
Goal oriented.
He is a man of sheer focus
And perseverance.
and will.
Yeah.
And definitely not overnight gratification.
No.
It's like over decade gratification.
Yeah. Did we talk about that before about him? Somebody had the theory that he actually did kill his wife. And like he actually like set up the warden and like all of that stuff. Cause you never really, everything is from Morgan Freeman's character's perspective. You never see, it's not first person. Like you only hear him telling and then you see the scene, but it's from his perspective. It's not.
That wasn't us.
Yeah. I was talking about that with somebody and they were saying, yeah, like Andy was he was a criminal mastermind.
So he was like Gerard Butler and Law-Abiding Citizen.
Yes.
That's a great movie.
Oh, that was a fantastic movie.
That's dedication.
That is beyond dedication. That is a mental
Sheer-
illness.
Sheer genius. But you know what? He saw a problem, and this is Law-Abiding Citizen.
Yeah.
Saw a problem.
Yep.
It wasn't going to be fixed, ever.
Yeah.
So he made it a point to shine the light on the problem.
Yeah.
And my favorite scene there's two of them in that movie was the courtroom scene when he was going to get released. Because he's right, it's a problem.
Yeah.
And my second favorite one was when she picks up her phone, like, I can do what I want. And
Yeah. That movie is wrong on every level but right. Because it highlights.
showing the issues.
Yeah. Highlights the issues.
And you know what? It's not going to work for everybody, but it worked for him.
Yeah.
So it's kind of a stretch, and I'll admit that.
Yeah.
it's a big stretch. But when you heal mentally, not everything's going to work for you. Sometimes that unconventional therapy or way to do something
Oh, absolutely.
is going to work for you.
We were talking about that the other day, Rachel and I were, about how more and more veterans are turning towards alternative therapies.
Mm-hmm.
You know, the ayahuasca and all that other type of stuff, and are getting amazing results from it. You know, it's like, and I've listened to several different podcasts of guys talking about that stuff. You know, shit works. Now, is it going to work for you or the next guy? Maybe not, because as we know, not every treatment is going to work for everybody. But for certain things, I mean, why not give it a try? You tried everything else.
Yeah.
You've been down the rabbit hole of therapists, psychologists, psychiatrists, all the meds, and nothing's helping. Fucking go try shrooms. Dude, I'm serious.
I think I just got permission to do drugs.
But there's a lot of
Yeah.
there's a lot of scientific data that microdosing with psilocybin can be helpful with people with TBI.
I mean, it's definitely something to look into.
Test. Okay. So don't laugh at me here,
God, I haven't seen a lot of these movies.
but I think you'll know my point. I've been saving this one. Mm-hmm. You know what my true favorite
Speaking of the mic, please.
all-time movie speech is?
What's that?
Pain heals, chicks dig scars, and glory lasts forever. Do you know the movie?
Yeah, he went right back to Varsity Blues.
Nope.
No?
No, I know that movie. Hang on.
Said by Shane Falco.
Yep.
The Replacements.
Yep. Here's why I like it. Hear me on this.
Because they line danced in the bar and then in jail after they got into a big bar fight.
No, it is.
Or
it
when they
is-
flipped his truck and the guards came out and shot up the dude's Porsche. Or was it the deaf guy?
Inappropriate.
Nobody watches the YouTube. It's all listening in the car.
To me, it highlights something that I think we forget to do a little too often, which is the whole point of the movie. Just stop and enjoy where we are.
Yeah.
Like, just enjoy this beautiful shit show that we call life and find humor in it and enjoy it. Like, there is going to be bad. Like, working through stuff is always a process, but take time to laugh at yourself every once in a while and just enjoy the little things. And
What was they always yelled in that movie? It was the Japanese guy. When he sat on the guy in the bar.
yeah.
Thunder Sky or Thunder Sun, something like that.
I don't know. I just remember Whitey.
Yeah.
No, but that's
I'm Welsh.
out of all the episodes we've done so far, and every time we talk, I don't we, if ever, have talked about but still enjoy the ride while you're on it.
Oh, absolutely, dude.
And
No, he's got a point.
Yeah. Well, and we've tried to kind of start going in that direction, talking about the growth phase and stuff, because I think a lot of people do get caught up
Just be positive.
in, they focus so much on a diagnosis or, oh, it's PTSD and PTS and depression and blah, 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 doom and gloom and blah, blah, blah. And the job's so hard and it's so traumatic. Blah, blah, blah. Yeah, it is. But it's not all of that. I mean, there's a lot of different aspects to it. The job is very rewarding. Mm-hmm. I mean, you're going to get a lot out of it. You have to be prepared for the crap, but I mean, you're going to be able to go, like with our profession, being firefighters, you're going to be able to go to the station, hang out with your buddies,
shenanigans,
and play shenanigans.
What's that restaurant you like with all the... That's where I know that's where he was going to Super Troopers.
Yes. You going like Mexico.
But, that's with all of us. Like, I've worked in the ER. Like, we see some terrible shit. And we have to do terrible things. And it's stressful. And we don't sleep. But we see some of the funniest things that people can't even imagine.
Yeah. Well, and it's...
How cool.
It's, yeah. Enjoy the good stuff.
Yeah.
Because there's a lot of good. It doesn't all have to be terrible.
It's not all doom and gloom all the time.
Yeah.
We're idiots. We have no business taking care of people. But it's awesome and we're kind of good at it. Hmm? Like, you know what I mean? Like, how cool is that? Like, look for where all three of us have came from. We literally have, like, when we were younger, had no business growing up into where we are. But look where we're at. It's a pretty cool damn ride, and it's still going. Yeah. And there's not a lot. There's some not fun times with it. Sometimes there's not a lot of fun times. But overall, like, looking back already on my 5 years, on your 15, 16 years, like, it's been some pretty great times. Like, it's been pretty cool. And it's not going to last forever.
Now I'm on the downhill slide.
Yeah, so embrace the shit show while it's here and have fun.
Yep. I think we've been in for more than we have left, more than likely. So
coming up on 17 pretty quick.
Yep.
Anniversary date's coming.
A month. Yep. And 4 days.
Old.
Yep.
Yeah, I went and played golf yesterday.
Oh my God.
I had a cart. I'm lazy. Let's be honest here. I'm not walking that.
So, but yeah, like we were talking about, there's a lot of fun and a lot of good, to be had. So,
like, you ain't never laughed until you see a naked guy on PCP run around in his own poop. You ain't never laughed. Now, let me rephrase that. You ain't never laughed like you're on the pumper watching the ambulance have to deal with the naked guy running around on PCP covered poop.
I just roll out the window so my head out. Hey, that looks like that sucks. Window up. Smells coming in.
Yeah. But that's, again, another example of our culture being a little bit skewed.
We are.
So
it's not funny.
And what I would like to highlight and point out a little bit better is the stuff that we do around the station together.
The pranks. Love the pranks.
Camaraderie of, we're playing ping pong together, we're watching movies together, we're doing whatever, even if it's like cleaning up the station, we're still having a good time doing it. I mean, it's not, it doesn't suck. It's not like sitting in a cubicle or, having to do whatever else.
Here's the thing, sitting in a cubicle is fun for some people.
They
is. Love that work.
Yeah.
Using their brain over their body.
Could you imagine that people actually enjoy being HR managers too? That's what
I think there's some very good HR managers out there and HR people.
Yeah. But some
Your wife works in HR, doesn't she?
No. No. But some actually enjoy it. Could you imagine that?
I can't imagine anybody
like being an adult babysitter for an entire corporation. Like, you can't do that. No.
Oh, you mean
no,
like a battalion chief?
Oh yeah.
They're a babysitter for adults.
Or my captain.
Yeah, captains, babysitters.
My captain.
Yeah.
Sorry if you're watching this.
He's not.
No, I don't know if his old ass knows how to turn on a computer.
I'm totally going to show him. Hey, man, let me see that smartphone you got. I'm going to show you how to use this thing.
I think his captain's probably
it does that?
I am.
I'll be damn. I think they've got the same amount of time on.
Yeah.
No, I think your captain has us beat.
Well, yeah, he's got more time than us, but he's probably about the same age. He can't be too. If he's older than us, he can't be too much older.
Yeah, he's not.
Huh. Okay.
He's just an old soul.
Yeah. Dude. So yeah. All right. What's next on the list?
That was the list.
That was it.
It was 10 movies.
10 movies
I skipped a couple because they weren't.
because they weren't any good.
Yeah.
You want to talk about Stripes?
Stripes was number one on that list.
I know Stripes was number one.
No, we had that conversation. I mean, and I think that one probably would fly. I think enough people. But he brought up Stay Tuned the other day. Have you heard of that movie, James? Yeah, I hadn't really either. I
y'all need some culture. In your
vaguely
lives.
remembered it. It's a John Ritter movie from the mid '80s, where he gets trapped in a television.
Gets trapped in a satellite controlled by the devil.
A satellite controlled by the
He has
devil.
24 hours to get out, or the devil gets his soul.
Well, he should have played the fiddle.
Great, now I got that song stuck in my head. That's cool.
Yeah,
That's neat.
it's a classic.
Just a piece, Charlie Daniels.
I do kind of feel like going to Georgia now.
On a midnight train.
Sure, why not? Maybe take a trip over to Montgomery, Alabama,
Yeah.
around midnight.
You know what's cool, though, is I don't know truly before this podcast if I could have applied that same thought process to the movies I watched. And then, like, now we talk about movies, and I, like, just think back on some of them, like,
Yeah, when you start really, but that's the thing with movies. You can take it any way you want. You can make it fit any way you want. It's all in the lesson you want to take, if you want to take a lesson.
Yeah.
Or do you just want to be entertained for an hour and a half, 2 hours?
Yeah.
I mean, it's all on what you want and what you're looking for and where you're at that point in your life.
Well, interpretation and, like we talked about, perspective. So that's a big thing with mental health, is being able to shift your perspective. Because especially with, like depression and things like that, you have a certain perspective of how you see yourself, how you see the world, all of that. If you're able to shift that perspective, you can have a whole different.
well, if that's the case, then I could argue that Jurassic Park may be one of the most influential movies on mental health. Don't play God.
Just because you have an idea doesn't mean you should go through with it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't play God.
I think that's just good advice.
If you see a mosquito in amber, take it to a museum.
Or just leave it on the ground.
No, that was cool. Let's take it to a museum. Just don't draw blood out of it.
Put it on your desk. Use it as a paperweight. It's not a science project.
Well, don't use an animal that can change the sex either.
Wow.
Yeah, they messed that up real bad.
Just saying.
Yeah. Yeah. Because I'm sure that's exactly how science works.
I mean, I have yet to see anything that couldn't happen in Jurassic Park.
Actually, I think the frog that they used that DNA from, if there's no males, it can't change the sex to males.
Yeah, the frog can. I'm talking about the whole using that to bridge the gap and make dinosaurs. You know what I'm saying?
You know what? In the 1800s, they never would have thought we had motorized vehicles like we do now with AC.
Mm-hmm.
And
We're making dinosaurs, by God. It's
coming. And you're going to get yourself a Marlin 3030 to take it down.
Yeah, because we all know that packs a wallop.
Could you imagine, like,
Just saying, it worked for...
hey, what are you doing in November?
Brad.
Well, not taking deer season. I think I'm going to go Triceratops season this year. Yes. Yes.
I can't imagine them would be good eating.
But, like,
Probably tastes like
you
chicken.
doing bow or black rifle? Cannon.
I don't know, you ever ate alligator?
Once, a long time ago.
Pretty damn good.
I
I don't see why a dinosaur wouldn't taste any different. It's on how you cook it.
Yeah.
I think it'd be pretty gamey.
Like,
Honestly,
could you imagine when
if I
Trey...
shot a dinosaur, I would take it down to Louisiana and be like,
Do something.
cook it.
Could you imagine if Traeger came out with a dinosaur edition smoker?
How
Yeah,
big
cool.
would that thing be?
It'd be a tractor trailer.
Yeah.
That's still not big enough.
We have
Well,
a forestry problem because we're using all the wood to smoke these tractor trailers with these dinosaurs.
yeah.
I love hillbillies.
That's Jeremy's people.
That's Cajun.
Whoa. I am not a hillbilly.
You're like a flat billy, only because you don't have hills in Louisiana.
It's a redneck.
Fair.
Get your slangs right there, buddy.
He's a swamp person.
I'm waiting for the stark differences in the two. Just whenever you think of them, let me know.
I'm not from a hill. Mm-hmm. And technically, hillbillies are from, like, Tennessee, Kentucky area.
Okay, cool. And the difference in their lifestyle is... Thank you. Hey, coming from a true redneck, I got 6 coolers in my yard as we speak. All right?
Do you have a broke down car full of Slim Jims?
Does a mower count?
Mowers.
I'm going to count it.
Yeah.
You got a Slim Jim in it?
I got 3 trailers and 2 of them have flat tires. I got 4 trailers and 2 of them have flat tires.
God,
Do you have a
PTG.
deer on the wall?
Mm-hmm.
You have fish mounted on your wall?
Even better in the garage.
I guess he is
He's
rednecker.
checking the boxes.
Yeah.
And I got a junk drawer in my kitchen.
Who doesn't have a
Everybody's
junk drawer?
got a junk drawer.
That's a
in the
Midwestern
kitchen.
thing, by the way.
Not fair.
Yeah, we had those in Louisiana. I think everybody's got those everywhere.
I got like a list of 15 things in my garage that I'm going to fix eventually.
Small list.
Yeah.
That's just in my garage.
Still a small list.
I got about 7 ladders just laying in the backyard too.
Now, you're sounding more and more, you're crossing the line between redneck and white trash.
I'll wait for the differences. I got 2 acres. There's so much room to put shit.
He's making my point for me. All right. Anyway, before we go completely down,
White Hog Lane.
yes. How long have we been at this? Please tell me long enough. Yes, long enough.
But I'm having fun.
Yeah.
Now that I'm not invisible anymore, I'm having time of my life.
I do miss the invisible Moran.
I miss Invisible Mute Moran. So, just to let everybody know, we will be shortly moving into a new studio. So, probably it'll be within a month or so. So,
Is it going to have air conditioning, though?
yes.
Is it going to have decent air conditioning?
Yes.
Will there be snacks?
There probably will be snacks.
You get like a little mini fridge.
There's actually going to be a full-size fridge right outside the door.
I meant like right here next to us, though. We just have to reach over and
Yeah, we're not.
Yeah,
gonna
but there's
do
not going to
that.
be beer because somebody had to have problems in the past.
You can drink in a beer.
why would I drink a flavored beer without getting the desired effect of drinking beer?
I'm just gonna bring a bottle of apple juice.
Is it going to taste like cinnamon? Because I'm out.
No, it's the rye flavored apple juice. It's whiskey.
Yeah. I thought you was talking about Fireball for a minute.
Oh God, no! Do I look like I'm 14?
No, you look like you're a redneck.
Well, yeah, that's why there's going to be Busch Light.
Oh. I can't say much on that one. I'll drink Busch Light too.
It's America's favorite beer. Thank you.
Anyway, well, thanks everybody for stopping by
Love you guys.
for part 2.
Before you wrap it up,
Uh,
maybe we should see if they have any movies they want us to talk about or anything else.
yeah.
Just saying.
Well,
Give us some ideas.
Yeah, the email is in the description. We got a Facebook page.
Washdownpodcast@gmail.com.
Yep. So,
I'm going to give him Jeremy's phone number.
yeah, if you do that, this episode will never air. So, yeah, hit us up on Facebook, So, all right, everybody. If you're having a problem, reach out. If somebody you know is having a problem, reach out. The resources are out there. Thank you very much, and take care of yourself.
Hold up.